Good evening, Interpreter Kelsey. Welcome. We'll be getting started here in about 5 minutes or so. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Do whatever testing you need to do. I have no issue with that. Perfect. Yeah, I don't typically turn on my video, but I think you can see my picture on the screen.
I have it set to gallery view, so anybody who doesn't have their video up, it doesn't pop up. It makes
Oh,
it easier so that the interpreter can be pinned
right.
with the PowerPoint if you share your screen.
I will be sharing my screen.
Okay.
So yeah, that's perfectly fine. Uh, however it works for you, feel free to do what you need to do.
Lovely.
I do I do record these sessions
Hmm.
and I post the videos in the announcements. I put them through YouTube so that they can be captioned. And then,
That's wonderful.
yeah, so if you look in the announcements right now, I don't know if you're logged into the actual Canvas course at this point.
We haven't been able to get access yet. I was just on the phone with
No.
Jacinta, and she is working on it.
Right.
I'm waiting for the other interpreters to get back to me so that I can just put it all in one big group and message her so that she has everything that she needs. So it may not happen tonight, but we're working on it.
Okay. Well, if you know something comes up and you're not able to get in, between now and Monday, and you want access to the video, just email me, and
Okay.
I'll be sharing my screen, so you'll see my email address, and I can send you the link to the YouTube video, because I house all of the course videos on my YouTube channel,
Okay.
and then you can just go direct. It'll be just like any other YouTube video. Right.
Okay. Right on. That's awesome.
Sure, no problem.
Awesome. All right. Clear. We gotta, yep.
At this point, I'm just waiting for students to get here. Um, I expect in a few minutes they'll start showing up.
I forgot that I muted myself. I'm going to send you a message with the interpreter names so you know who they are.
I got an email today
Oh,
that
good.
tells me who they are.
Oh, perfect. Then I won't do that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see how this goes.
I think it'll be just fine.
I do too.
I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I have a course that's accessible. So,
Lovely.
uh, especially for a student who has a hearing impairment, I can't. That's why I caption the videos, and all my notes are available. I'll be sharing all that tonight, because this Monday and today are strictly designed to give the students a chance to get the lay of the land, if you will. And we won't.
Okay.
And then next week we'll start with the actual content.
Okay. That actually works out because if we can't get to Canvas until next week, that gives a little bit more time.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
In fact, there are some students who are still registering, from what I understand. So,
okay.
that's another reason. I learned the hard way that if I start
Oh,
lecturing too soon, then there are students who come in afterwards who will miss that material.
right. And that's not ideal.
Right, right,
Not ideal at all.
right.
All right.
So I'll just mute and wait.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
I will be here. So whenever you start your lecture, I'm gonna mute myself and mute my video. And then whenever you start, I'll go ahead and pop up my video, or one of the other interpreters will.
Not a problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We'll get started in about 2 minutes. Thanks for your patience. Someone has an open mic. If you wouldn't mind muting yourself until we get started. Thank you. All right, it's 5:30, so in the interest of time, we'll go ahead and get started. Uh, I want to welcome those of you who were here on Monday back, and those of you who were not here on Monday, I want to welcome you. My goal tonight is to share with you the information that you'll need so that you can function in this course and be successful. Tonight is also your opportunity to ask questions about any um, material or the structure or any aspect of the course. So feel free to do that. Ask your questions because this week my goal is to get you acclimated and comfortable with how we're going to be functioning, where you find the things that you need, so that next week we can begin working on the actual physical science. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. So you should be seeing the course Canvas page. Could someone in the audience just verify that for me? Just simply unmute and say yes, that you can
Yeah,
see
we can
what
see
I'm
it.
sharing. All right, thank you very much. I always like to verify because I've had it
Yes.
happen that I thought I was sharing and I wasn't actually sharing. So thank you for that. Okay, so let me just start out by asking, are there any questions that I can answer for you before I begin covering, in more detail the materials for this course? Just simply unmute and ask your question. Mark, I see you're unmuted, but I don't hear a question.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't have a question.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that your audio wasn't acting funny or doing something unexpected there.
Oh no, thanks.
All right. So, um, well, I guess what that means is then that I can go ahead and proceed with taking a more in-depth look at the structure and content of our course so that we're all on the same page come next Monday at 5:30. So we will be meeting every Monday and Wednesday at 5:30 to 6:45, and we'll be utilizing Zoom, and you can access our Zoom room. Well, all of you know how to because you've been here, but I'm doing this also for the benefit of any student that might not be here, okay, tonight. So you can access our class virtually utilizing this link that'll take you right into our Zoom room. For those of you who weren't here Monday, let me formally introduce myself. I'm Dr. Zenon. I am a full-time physics and physical science instructor for River Parishes Community College in Gonzales, and I'm a brand new adjunct to Nunez. Um, I'm happy about that. Hopefully we can work together and everybody will be successful in this course. Um, for that to happen, you have to be in communication with me, right? And so I provided you my email address and a phone number. Email is probably the quickest way to reach me because I check it fairly often. That phone number will get you to a voicemail. Uh, if you leave a recording for me, it'll get routed to me and I'll respond back to you. But email is typically quickest. The link below my phone number is to my virtual office hours. So let me go ahead and just open that up. So if you need to see me for an office hours visit, you need to make an appointment. And I'm available Monday and Wednesdays from 3:30 to 5:30. So 2 hours before this class starts. You can have a virtual office hour meeting with me, but you need to make an appointment. And I use freeconferencecall.com to do my office hours meetings. And there are some particulars here on how you can utilize freeconferencecall.com, whether you want to download the mobile app or you want to download the desktop app. Um, or if something happens and you need to just do a dial in. All of that information is available to you here, as well as support information on utilizing freeconferencecall.com in the event you need an office hours visit with me, okay? So below my contact information is a reminder, well, that you must log in through your Nunes Canvas login page, meaning when you go to log into Canvas, you should go to the Nunes homepage and click on the Canvas link from there. Do not join Canvas from another school's homepage. That's because if you utilize another school's Canvas login, you won't be able to utilize the items in the left side menu, okay? So please make sure that when you log in, you go to the Nunes Canvas login. For example, I'm a faculty at River Parishes. If I log in through River Parishes Canvas login page, I can't use the items in the left menu, even though I'm a faculty. Okay, so just be aware of that, because I have customized the left side menu, and some of those links won't be operable if you don't log in from the Nunes Canvas page. Now, if you're a student at another school and you want to utilize their Canvas materials, feel free, you know, but to use the items for this class specifically, you must log in through the Nunes Canvas login page. I have below that an explanation of the items that you see as a student in the left side menu. And so we did on Monday take a look at some of those items. I'll do that again for the benefit of those folk who are here for the first time tonight, and for the benefit of those students who didn't make it Monday and didn't make it today, okay? So if you click on the home button, it brings you back to this home page, okay? Announcements, I wanna bring something to your attention. So the welcome message was there on Monday. Most of you probably saw it, but there's also my contact information in the event you're looking for it. These extra resources are some additional notes for this class. Just, you know, my way of sharing an additional resource with you. And then after every class, I will post the video. This class is being recorded. And so after each class, I will post the video so that you can have it if you want to go back and look at it. If you missed the class, you have access to it, so that way you can keep up. And also, I do provide captioning in the videos. While the video is playing, you just have to hit the closed caption option and the captions will display. Now, typically because I get here a little bit early and the Zoom room is set up to automatically record once I join in, there'll be some kind of like dead space at the beginning of the video. So for like Monday's video, you want to go to about the 14:43 minute mark. And that's where we actually started the coverage of the class, okay? So, you know, don't think the video is not functional if for the first 10 minutes or so, it doesn't, you know, nothing seems to be happening. It's because I'm in the room early and I'm recording everything, okay? But the announcements is where you'll be able to access the videos for the class, all right? About this course, and I hope that you've had an opportunity to look at this, but in the event that you didn't, to remind you, this is a hybrid online course with virtual meetings. I know that, you know, sometimes hybrid classes have face-to-face meetings, but this class will have all of our meetings in a virtual format. So it is hybrid. It is hybrid because you will be working and doing things online for this course, but the other aspect of the course, that is our actual meetings, will occur online via Zoom, okay? And so you're here, so obviously for those of you who are here, you know how to get in, but for those people who might not be here, again, you do have to have access to the web and that kind of thing to be able to function in this course, all right? The handouts for this course are all in Adobe format, okay? And so if you don't have that Adobe software, you can go to the Adobe website and download the Adobe Reader so you can, you know, read the documents for this course. So, you know, that's a key tool that can be useful for you. I will be using videos for this course. Some of them will be Khan Academy videos. Some of them will be YouTube videos. But you don't need any additional software to utilize the videos. They play right in your browser, okay? Now, because we are not meeting face-to-face, in order to submit assignments to me, you will need access to potentially a scanner or a camera to either scan the documents that you want to submit to me, or a camera to take pictures of the documents that you want to submit to me, because you have to scan or photograph your handwritten assignments, okay? And we'll take a look at the assignment submission instructions so that we're very clear on how you turn things into me, okay? All right. So in terms of the structure of the course, the material is organized in units, just like a face-to-face classroom is typically organized. You know, with every class period, we'll be dealing with some content. We'll meet, as I said, virtually each week, starting at 5:30. And because you will be dealing with a large portion of this class in an online capacity, you have to read and view materials and resources, complete activities, and submit assignments, just like you would in a regular class, okay? The expectation is that you keep up, you read, and you respond when we have discussions, when we're having, when we're dealing with content, you are active and engaged. That is expected, okay? I suggest to you that you log in to Canvas regularly. You know, I suggest 3 times a week at a minimum. That way you're keeping on top of any announcements that I might be sharing and that kind of thing, okay? Also, well, for those of you that are here, that's not a major issue because you've been, you know, officially given credit for being in the class. But you do have to log in at least once prior to the census date, or I think I have to report you as a no-show, and that could cause you to be dropped from the course, okay? And this is particularly for those students who are not here and who have not logged into our Canvas course. There's a course schedule that shares the topics that we cover each week and the major due dates. I'll show you in just a minute. There's a course calendar that's on the right-hand side of when you're on the home page.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you pin the interpreter?
Pin.
There's a little, if you go
yeah,
over
I got you.
to,
I got
okay.
you. There you
There
go.
we go.
Okay. That help?
Yes.
All right, great.
I have a question too.
Yes, go right ahead.
Hi, my name is Tricia. So this is two different video logins from the from the for the science lab and the regular science class.
Yes, this is the lecture class. The lab is a totally separate class that you have to log into.
And that time is what time?
That time, this class ends at 6:45. The lab starts at 7.
Okay, and we having that class today too.
Well, we'll talk about that here when I get more toward the end of the material.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. All right. So back to what I was saying. So there is an expectation that you'll be active and engaged in this course, right? Which means you have to log in because a lot of the materials that you'll need to be interacting with are online, right? And so, I've provided schedules and calendars and to keep you on track in terms of due dates and assignments. And also, we took a look at Monday, the weekly overviews. We'll take a look at those again because those are critical to your success in this class. So we'll take a look at all of the various, portions of this class, and then the expectation is that you will spend some time with this material, and there's assignments that you have to complete by Saturday of this week, and I'll share that with you as well to try to make sure everybody knows what they have to take care of, okay? Typically, the way things are set up in this class, the cutoff for turning in assignments is 11:59 p.m., okay? So after that time, then the assignment will close or the deadline is passed and you won't be able to submit that item, okay? So it's critical that you're paying attention to those types of things on Canvas and you're getting things in on time, all right? So are there any questions about the delivery method, when we meet, how we meet, or any expectation in terms of the assignments and the due dates? Excuse me. All right. We'll come back to the syllabus in just a moment. I want to go into the course documents. The course documents, if you recall from the home page, are the administrative tools for this course, okay? So let's take a look at each one of these because I want to make sure that everybody's following along. So there is no cost for the textbook that I use for this class.
Sorry again.
Yeah.
We're having troubles getting the interpreter pinned. Matthew said that he can't see the interpreter.
Okay, I thought, no, I have that pin. It says, because when I click on the 3 dots, it says remove the pin. So I know I did that. Okay,
yeah,
let me see. Let me see about there's.
I think he has to pin you.
Yeah, and then let's see. There's so sorry.
No, not a problem at all. We want to make sure this is the time to iron out those kinks because we don't want that happening next week when we're into our critical material. Okay, let me see if I can do it. I see a pin on both of the interpreters right now.
Yeah, I don't know why he can't see it. Let's see here. Or up in the okay.
Does he know about gallery mode if he only can see one person?
Yep, that's what we are trying to. If someone could type in directions for how to do that in the chat, it would be lovely.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. Somebody who's a little bit more knowledgeable than me would have to type those instructions to him. Especially when I'm in screen sharing mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let me know. Let's see. Laptop, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm in gallery mode right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, gallery mode allows for like just the video to come up.
So if it's showing my picture every time I speak, then he's in speaker view.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should tell him that you're like choose instead of where everybody sees the message, do it specifically to him, because maybe he thinks it's for everybody.
Yeah. I was trying to have him turn on his video so I could sign it.
He's seeing something, seems like, right?
Oh, there we go. Matthew, can you see me now? Okay.
All right.
I think we're good.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there we go. And the other interpreter is up too.
Okay. So you got what you need now? Is it set up the way you need it to be now?
Maybe. Nope, there's only one interpreter up.
Yeah, the other interpreter's video is off.
Naomi.
It should be on. I have my video on.
Okay. I see your video now. You're on screen now. You weren't before.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Okay, so can I go forward? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I was under course documents and I clicked on the textbook and course materials link. Okay, because remember, the course documents are all of like the administrative kinds of tools for the class. All right, so textbook and course information, course materials information. So I utilize what's called an open education resource textbook, meaning there's no cost for the textbook for this class. So I'm using the CK12 People's Physics book, version 3 with videos. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I have broken that book down by chapter and put every chapter in the appropriate weekly overview that relates to the topic we're going to be covering. And I'll show you that when I go into the weekly overviews. Okay. You can, however, get your own full copy of the textbook if you'd like to have it. But what you have to do is email me and I'll send you the link that'll take you to the full textbook. But again, unless you just want a full copy so you can print it, you have access to the textbook broken down by chapter. Okay. Um, Again, all of the course materials that you need are here on Canvas. There's some additional resources under useful links, and we'll take a look at that. For this class, of course, since we're working virtually, you need to have access to a computer. You need internet access to a scanner or a camera, because you'll be using a scanner or a camera to scan your work or take pictures of your work if you're writing it out, so that you can email it to me. Okay. So back to the course documents. The course learning outcomes. This breaks down for you in detail the kinds of things that you should be learning and able to do as a result of taking this course. So I have some higher level goals for this class. Of course, since it's a physical science class, we want you to learn some physical science. Okay. So you're going to be looking at some of the basic concepts, because this is an introductory class, right? So you'll be looking at the basic concepts of physical science, mechanics, which is motion, astronomy, and then, we'll be taking a look at some things like black holes and what have you. Okay. One of the other major goals for this class is that you become a strong and systematic problem solver. Okay. And then third, I want you to see that this physical science is relevant to your own life and profession. And I'll be doing that through the examples and that I'll discuss when we're covering material, as well as the project that you're going to be completing. And then the fourth goal, of course, because we are working in a virtual capacity, that connection, that interaction is important. And so having you network with your peers is also a major goal of this course. But as far as if you want to get down to more specifics of what you'll be focusing on in this class, what you should be learning in this class, we can take a look at the learning outcomes, right? So you should be able to, after taking this class, explain and apply the basic laws and principles that govern nature, because that's what this class is about. This is a physical science class. So the one of the things that we focus on here heavily is, how do things in our physical and natural world work? Okay. And we're going to be looking at it from the perspective of matter, motion, work, energy, waves, topics in astronomy. Those are all aspects of nature that we're going to be looking at here in terms of what are the rules that these phenomena follow. Okay. Of course, there's vocabulary that goes along with that, and not vocabulary as in the third grade sense of define the term, use it in a sentence, that kind of thing. But there's a lingo, if you will, that goes along with this material, and we got to get comfortable with that. All right. You should be able to recognize and explain many physical phenomena that are that relate to our physical environment. The scientific method is very important. In fact, next week, that'll be one of the first things that we jump into. and the basic laws of physics, how we model phenomena in our physical environment. All of those things are relevant for this course. And then there is some mathematics that goes along with this. Although we don't get too detailed, we stick to the simple and introductory kind of mathematics to help us explain and understand these physical these phenomena that are happening in our physical environment. All right. Uh, how will I determine what you know? So if these are the things that you are supposed to be able to do, how will I know that you're able to do them? Through these various assessment measures. So you'll be doing some problem sets and discussions, and I'll talk about that more here shortly. You'll do a research project, as I mentioned earlier, and you'll take a midterm and a final exam, okay? Again, at any point, if you have questions, don't hesitate to unmute and ask your question. That is very important. Unit objectives. So what I've done here is I've outlined for you here the various units of material that we'll be covering and the kinds of things that you need to be able to do as a result of interacting with the material in that unit. Okay, so for example, you can see some of the kinds of things we'll focus on: the nature of science and measurement, and 1D motion, and so on and so forth, vectors. All of those are units of material that we'll be covering. Communication, announcements, and email policies. Well, I think I've stressed the importance of us having communication. I talked about the idea that you can, how you can reach me. You can reach me by phone, via voicemail. Of course, during our Canvas meetings, you can always, communicate with me, and I'll show you even a space where you can drop questions if you have them beyond the phone or email. I'll use free conference call for office hour visits that are done by appointment, as I mentioned earlier. And of course, we use Zoom as a means of hosting our virtual classes. And then, of course, as I said, email is probably one of the best and quickest ways to reach me, okay? I'll show you, where you can access information on freeconferencecall.com and Zoom. In the event you're having any kinds of, technical issues, there's information on how you can get some support in that area. When you're reaching out to me, please put your name on your material, your actual name, because I get a lot of emails from students with nicknames or, made up online names. And that just makes our communication more difficult because I don't know exactly who I'm dealing with, right? So it's important that you include your name on your communications, that we follow proper etiquette. We do things in a professional way, right? And even the school has some rules regarding our conduct and communication. So that's available to you on the Student Affairs website if you want to go and take a look at it. If you call my phone, the phone number that I provided, please leave me a voicemail, okay? And provide enough information so that I can reach you and be of assistance to you, okay? Announcements, I do post regular announcements. In fact, I'll be posting an announcement for every class period because I will be posting the recording of our class period, right? So it's important that you check the announcements regularly because I utilize the announcements to communicate with the entire class. And so if you're not checking that, then you're missing those key elements, right? Well, I showed Monday how you make sure that your email address is up to date. I'll show you that once again here in just a moment, okay? And it says here, it's very clear, not checking the emails from the instructor or Canvas announcements will not be accepted as an excuse for missing required tasks. Okay. So if you're not paying attention to the announcements, you could be missing something key that will then affect your score on a particular assignment. And you don't want that happening. So, check the announcements regularly. Okay. In fact, you should be checking Canvas regularly, period, because if you're not, that means you're probably missing work and deadlines. Okay. Um, Now I put this here because this is relevant for how Nunez manages email. It says the Nunez email addresses are an opt-in program. So you must contact the IT department and fill out a campus email request form. And I've given you access to it here if you've not already done so that you can get an official school email. Now, for most things, using your personal email is fine. But I will say this to you. If you contact me about grades, I'm going to tell you that you have to use your official Nunez email before I can discuss grades with you, because that's a privacy concern. Okay? So just be aware of that. If you're using your personal Gmail or Hotmail to receive communications or make communications with me, I don't typically have a problem with that. That's not an issue. But grades, we do that in a very protected and formal way. So you must be using your Nunez email to discuss grades with me. Okay. All right. And then they have some rules here about how you manage your emails and in terms of not getting spammed or phished. So you want to be careful about that. I mean, that seems to be like something that's happening quite frequently if you watch the news lately, these ransom attacks and that kind of thing. So you wanna handle your emails in a proper fashion. Okay. And it says here, all communications will be sent to the email address in Canvas. You can verify your email address under account settings. So if you go all the way to the second item on the top left, you see it says account. If you click on that button, then you can go in settings. And I even did this for myself on Monday. I added the Nunez email address to the ways that you can contact me. Right now, my RPCC email is set as primary, which is fine. I don't have a problem with wherever your mail comes to because I'm going to respond to you. But for you need to make sure that the email address that's stored in Canvas is one that you're using on a regular basis. Because if an old email address is there, then when I mail the entire class or I post an announcement, you're not going to be getting it. Okay. And you can also go into those settings, by the way, and set notifications so that when I do post an announcement, you get notified that there's a new announcement, or when I post grades, you can set that notifications up to your liking. All right. Here, there's a link to instructions on how you can change your email address in Canvas if you, are having any difficulty with that. And again, it's your responsibility to check your email regularly. Okay. So, make sure that you have a good email address in Canvas. When you're sending email, put good information, your name, a subject so that I know what we're dealing with, and the class that you're in. That's important. I'm teaching 6 different classes, not all of them for Nunez. And so knowing what class you're in is really important so that I can respond properly. Okay. Also, if you don't get a reply from me regarding your email within 24 hours, that means I didn't get your email. Okay. So you don't have to email me saying, hey, did you get my email? If I don't respond to you within 24 hours, then no, I didn't get your email. Okay. And so, just be aware of that. Give me 24-hour turnaround. But after that, if you don't hear from me, that means your email got lost somewhere. I don't know. You might want to, you're going to probably have to resend that. All right. If you're having difficulty with the Nunes, with your Nunes student email, I put a link here where you can reach out to get assistance. All right. So again, my goal here is to try to be as thorough as possible because we're working in an online capacity. It's not like you can walk into my office and ask me these questions, and you can email me, but I figure the more information I provide to you on how we're functioning, the better off we'll be, right? Course schedule. This actually takes you to the syllabus link that's on the left side menu, but the way Canvas is built, that the course schedule kind of falls right into that. So you do have access to the syllabus, and we'll take a look at it here in a bit. But what I wanted to show you is that I also have access to the Zoom link here. So if you clicked on that syllabus link, it also told you how to join our Zoom meeting and when we meet, right? And then below that, you'll see a listing of all the various assignments and due dates. Okay, so it is kind of like a course schedule, if you will, along with access to the syllabus for the course. All right. My schedule and information on.
Professor,
Yes, go right ahead.
I'm sorry, it's the other interpreter. And he was sending me messages during the interpretation, and I was trying to write back to him quickly, but it seems that he's still having some struggles. He tried to press on the 3 dots that I was telling him lead to the pen, but he said it went to participants link and then nothing, and then disabled video receiving, and
He just messaged me. He said he can see you.
oh, he can't see me?
Yeah, he
Okay.
just messaged.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so again, here's my schedule. So if you're trying to make a virtual office hours appointment with me, then these are the times that I'm available. And when you make an appointment with me, we're gonna use freeconferencecall.com to have our office hours meeting, office hours visits, okay? So it's not like you can walk into an office and see me. So we're gonna be using this tool to have office hours, all right? So this gives you information on how to utilize freeconferencecall.com, whether you want to use an app or you want to download it on a computer. And then if you're having any difficulties, there's some directions and information on utilizing the free conference call tool. It isn't that much different from Zoom. I just would prefer to use Zoom for our class meetings and free conference call for office hours, okay? And then just below that, there's information on Zoom. So, all of you made it. Obviously you figured out how to utilize Zoom to join us. There's the information with the link for our meetings again. Just want to point this out to you. The link for lecture meetings is not the same link as for lab meetings because those are 2 separate classes, okay? Because I've had it happen in the past that students will click on the lecture link and think they can, it'll take them to wherever we're meeting for the lab. They're 2 different Zoom rooms. So make sure that you're using the link for lecture when you want to attend lecture and the link for lab when you want to attend lab, okay? Because they are different. So when I finish this class, I'm going to log out of this and log into Zoom again for lab class using a totally different link. Okay. This gives you information on how to download and set up Zoom if you are utilizing on a computer. Zoom does have an app that you can download as well. And then there's some technical assistance for Zoom if you're having any difficulties. All right. The school's academic calendar, if you click on that link, it brings you here. Notice that our census day is June 9th. So if I hadn't seen or heard from you by June 9th, you get dropped from the class. Oh, let's see. Google Drive. I do utilize Google Drive, and what I make available to you through Google Drive is just the solutions. So you're going to be doing discussions and problem sets. And when you want to view the solutions to those items, you'll be taken out to Google Drive to do that. Okay. And then, so it's not anything you have to install to use it. It'll automatically, when you click on the items, it opens up my personal storage space on Google Drive that I've kind of partitioned off so that you can have access to those solutions. Okay. But if you want to know more about Google Drive or you need Google Drive help, I made a link available to you there. Okay. Classroom etiquette and netiquette. This is quite extensive, so please go and take a look at that. The main idea here is that we want to do things in a professional and respectful way at all times. Okay. And one of the things that you will do for one of your assignments for this week that has to be done by Saturday is you will do a netiquette assignment and a netiquette quiz. Okay. So that's very important, right? It's important that we, especially since we only have an hour and 15 minutes together, it's important that we always maintain a respectful environment while we're trying to get through the material. Software policies. These are some tools that I use, some simulations that I use, and then the CK12 textbook. And so if you want to know more about their privacy policies, health policies, what have you, I made that available to you. I noticed, for some students who might be like, okay, wait, this is a whole lot of information, and it is, but just so you know, I built this course according to certain standards that I'm required to follow. And so that's why I share this information with you, okay? Especially since you don't see me, okay? All right, so for those of you who might be new to Canvas, I've made a lot of information available to you regarding Canvas, including how you might get support if you're having issues with Canvas, some guides to help you orient yourself to Canvas, who you reach out to if you're having login problems, and then just some, general assistance regarding Canvas for you. So if you're new, you can go and take a look at these items so that you know how to function on Canvas. And even if you're familiar with Canvas and you have a particular question, these guides might be of some service to you. So take a look at them as you need to. Lola. Lola is like the registration system. So if you're having any issues with that, I made a phone number and an email contact available to you. Student resources. So these are various offices around the Nunez campus that you might need to reach out to. The Student Success Center is important because they can provide academic support for you if you're having trouble with this class or any other. I always tell students though, I'm your instructor, so I should be your first line of defense if you're having trouble. But then if you need to arrange for like a private tutor or what have you, or need tutoring, you might go work through them to find that. Disability support services, if you're having questions about that, advising, so just some campus resources that, in the event you need them, they're available right through our Canvas course. Disability accommodations. If you're receiving any disability accommodations, please provide me with your letter so that disability letter from the ADA office so that I know exactly what you need and so I can be effective in supporting you, because I'm committed to doing that. I just need to know what is it that you need me to do, and I will make sure that I'm in compliance and I can support you so that you can successfully get through this course. Title IX, this relates to discrimination. If you're having any kinds of concerns in that area at all, I suggest that you reach out to the Title IX coordinator, and here's a phone number as well as an email address. We again, this is all about a respect factor, right? We don't want to be operating in any type of environment where, you know, you're being made to feel uncomfortable and unsupported in any way. So utilize that information if you have a need. FERPA. So FERPA relates to privacy. And it is of utmost importance that while we're operating in an online environment, as much as possible, we have to protect each other's privacy, right? I mean, and so Nunes has a FERPA policy, and you can go and take a look at that. The way I operate is that, again, I'll say it again, if you want to discuss grades with me, we must do that through a Nunes student issue email, right? That's critical. The other thing is that I'm not allowed to discuss your grades, your attendance, any aspect of your participation in this course with anybody other than you, unless you sign a release form. Nunes does have an emergency alert system. If there's something going on campus-wide that you need to be aware of, they can alert you to that, but you must go to this EAS website, and I've provided a link there so you can go and register to be put on the notification list. And then I know that things are changing very quickly regarding the COVID restrictions. I saw an email today saying they've lifted the mask mandate for those people who've been vaccinated. They did not tell us to take this out of our syllabus. I mean, out of our, you know, information that we share. But, you know, again, my suggestion to you is if you're having questions about the Nunes COVID, the current status of COVID practices on Nunes's campus, you go take a look at the information that they've got on their website. I'll try to find a link to that and put it there for you as well. Okay. So these are all of the administrative and logistics tools that I've put out and made available to you regarding this course. Any questions on that? All right. Useful links. These are academic tools. So these are like additional free textbooks, tutorial websites, simulators, unit conversion tool, all of those things that you know might help you as far as your academic preparation and, you know, activities for this course. Okay. This link that says academic help is actually a document. It is to the Louisiana Homework Helps website, Homework Louisiana website, and you can actually get help there when you're you know, doing assignments. So if you have a need for those services, just reach out to them. My understanding is that it is at no cost to students to utilize that that service. So take a look at it, you know. If you find yourself needing that type of support. I mentioned earlier that I use Google Drive to house solutions. So when I'll show you an example of what I mean. When you click on this link, you see it opens up a space on Google Drive where I have solutions to the homework that you do. But right now there's nothing there because you haven't done any homework. Okay. So that's useful links. Those are academic tools. And then I have also available to you here a, let me just close some of these windows here. Seems like it opened. All right. So this is a class questions discussion forum. So if you click there, let's say you're working on something and you have a question, or so let's say you're working on a homework or discussion and you have a question about it, and you want to interact with your classmates about it, or any other thing regarding this class. You can always drop a line in the class questions forum, and I'm monitoring it, and hopefully your classmates are monitoring it too. And it's just another avenue for you to be in contact with me and your classmates, okay? It's not mandatory that you use it, but if you have a need, feel free to drop a line in the class questions forum, all right? Not only that, you know, I always find that if one student asks me a question, that there are, you know, others that have the same question, and maybe by putting it out there, you get clarification not only for you, but for your classmates as well, all right? So that's useful links, academic tools. Any questions about that? All right. The weekly overviews, again, this is a weekly breakdown of the topic areas that we cover, along with any assignments and activities that you have to complete. So let's take a look at this. So I'll focus on the one for this week, all right? So here's this week's overview. And the whole goal is for you to go through this introductions process, right? So here are the objectives for the week: to respond to questions about the course materials and its requirements, and to introduce yourself to your classmates. What activities do you have to complete for this week? So it tells you what activities you have to complete by this Saturday, and then you have links to the actual assignment items. So I said here, complete the course information practice quiz. Here's a link to it. I asked you to review the syllabus. There's a link to the syllabus. I asked you to submit the syllabus signature page, the last page of the syllabus. Here it is. And here's instructions on how to turn it in to me, and so on and so forth. So all of the items that you have to complete are listed, along with a link to the actual item. And then you also have a link to that same class questions forum where you can drop a line if you're working and have a question. The readings and required viewings, these are the actual support items that can help you to complete the activities, right? So you have to take a netiquette quiz. You're gonna have a netiquette discussion session, I should say. Here's some information on netiquette. How you know, a student success video. What is it, you know, what kinds of things do you need to be engaging in to be successful, right? All of those kinds of things that you need to have on, that you need to go through in a first week to get acclimated, all right? So you have to complete these items by Saturday, all right? Now, the upcoming items that you see in the upcoming weeks are organized in the same way. So I'll click on, for example, the waves overview. In week 6, we're gonna be dealing with waves. These are the things that you should be learning regarding waves, the objectives. These are the activities that you have to complete. And these are the learning materials that relate to waves. So notice I've put the chapter in the textbook that relates to waves in the reading section. There's some videos, and these supplemental notes are my notes that I'm actually going to cover when we meet to discuss waves in week 6 of the course. And every weekly overview is broken down like that, okay? So again, it's imperative that you, you know, you look at these weekly overviews and kind of get comfortable with how they're structured, the learning materials that are provided to you each week. Any questions on the weekly overviews?
I have a question.
Sure, shoot.
So the stuff that we have to turn in by Saturday, do we need the book for that?
No, because it says right. All the materials that you need for that are here.
Okay.
Right? The required readings, viewings, that's where you find the materials that you need for the week. That makes sense?
I have a question.
Sure.
For one of the assignments that we have to do, we have to watch the video and then pick something to talk about that on the discussion board, correct?
So it tells you here, please read and view all of the items in the required readings, viewings before you complete the activities below, right? So you're gonna go through these items here, and then you're going to come back and complete these activities, right? And so in those discussions, they may be asking you questions about something that you saw in those videos or something in the materials that is being shared.
Okay, so we're just basically going back to reply to other people's viewings or answer questions if they may have them.
Yeah, in the discussions, you answer some questions that are there, and then you respond to something that your classmates posted. Now, like for example, in the introduce yourself discussion, I'll just open that one up. So it asks 3 questions that you have to answer, and then it tells you that you have to comment to 2 of your classmates, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what you have to do to complete that assignment.
Okay, because I did that assignment already, but I posted it on the actual discussion. So can I just go back and just reply to 2 people?
No, if you posted your answers to the questions, then you've done one part of it. Now what you have to do is come back and reply to 2 other people that have posted their answers to the questions.
Okay. So, okay, all right.
So for example, hopefully somebody doesn't mind me utilizing them as an example. I see Miss Tricia Temple posted her answers to my 3 questions. And then if you wanted to respond to Tricia, all you would do is hit the reply button and say, hi, Tricia, my name is, nice to meet you. I have
okay.
Right? So you're having a discussion with the person.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. All right, so again, that's how the weekly overviews are broken down. Every single one of them, you have the objectives, you have the activities, you have the resources that you need to complete the activities. All right, assignments and activities. So this is not a listing of, these are the assignments for the class are not found here. What these things do for you is explain the assignment categories, okay? So for example, what is a problem set? Okay, problem sets are practice opportunities. There are 14 of them. I dropped the lowest 4. Each one's worth 10 points. How do I score it is listed below. The due dates are in the weekly overviews. I grade them for you 1 week after you turn it in. Of course, it has to be neat, right? That kind of thing. It tells you that if you don't show all work, you don't get credit. If you write out your answers to the problem sets, you have to scan it or take a photo and submit it to me. If you type out your answers, you can just send me the Word document, or, I try to make it easy. Whatever format you want to do it in is fine, as long as you send me a copy of it. All right. I don't take them late, and you can't make them up. So that's what problem sets are. So if you go in that assignment category, it explains to you discussions. What is a discussion? How do I score it? How many of them are you going to do? How many points is it worth? So, you have to come and take a look at those things, right? The project. We'll come back to the project a little bit later, because that's not a week 1 worry. We're going to talk about the project in a good deal of detail. So just know that you're going to be doing a course project, and we'll talk about it. We may get to talk about it next week, or if not, the week after that. Okay. You're going to have a midterm exam. Okay. Some of the logistics of the midterm exam are there, but again, that's a little bit down the line, right? So we won't go into that right now. All right. And then a final exam. So when that time comes, we'll take a look at those items, right? The project, the midterm, the final, we'll get to that material. What you're interested in right now is, I got to go back and see what happened there. Why did it go to the weekly overview? But, we'll take a look at those items in the upcoming class sessions. But problem sets and discussions are probably more germane, but even those, we'll take a look at them again before you have to complete your first problem set, right? Assignment submission instructions. This is pretty important because it tells you how do you turn in assignments to me, and you're going to be emailing them to me, right? I picked that because most people know how to send an email. So if you know how to send an email, just email me your work. You can type your work out. You can take a picture of it. You can write it out and scan it. However you do it, just email it to me. As long as I know who you are, what you're sending me, and what class you're in, we're good. Okay. You can send me your items as a PDF, a Word document, pictures, but I can't open Mac pages, or sometimes I get something called HEIC files from students. I can't open those either. So if you're using a MacBook or, a tablet of some sort, Apple-based product, I don't have a way to open those kinds of documents because I'm using, what do you call that? Word based machine, a DOS based machine, I should say. Okay.
Professor, I have a question.
Yes.
I use a Mac laptop, but I've been using the Microsoft Word software. Is that okay?
That is perfect. That is perfect. As long as you don't send me
okay, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Right. As long as you don't send me something in a Pages format. But if it's in a Word format, perfect. Okay. I don't have students upload assignments to Canvas. I know a lot of instructors do that, but you don't upload assignments to Canvas for me. You email them to me, right? And please don't try to postal mail or fax your items to me because I don't have that capacity. All right. So that's how you submit assignments to me, right? And if we need to deviate from this for any reason, I always explain. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. Evaluation of student performance. This breaks down for you how I score your assignments, problem sets, 10 points, your midterm, 100 points, so on and so forth. So it tells you the point value for every assignment category that you're going to complete in here. And then it breaks down for you what number of points must you have to get an A, a B, C, so on and so forth. Okay. All right. It discusses incomplete grades. If you're going to be requesting an incomplete, what are the stipulations there? And then again, at any point, I don't mind talking about your grades with you, but I cannot talk over the phone about a grade. That's a privacy FERPA violation. And I must use your official school email if we're going to discuss grade specifics. Okay. Any questions about that? All right. If you click on the grades link that's on the left side, it will bring up your information, right? When I click on it, I see the grade book with everybody's. Nobody has any grades right now, right? But when you click on the grades link that's on the left menu, it'll open up a grade book with your specific scores, all right? The other thing that I want to bring to your attention is that on the right side, there's like a link to a calendar and a to-do list. Please use those as reminders, okay? If you want to get to the actual assignment and the materials, please use the weekly overviews, okay? This is just like, when you write out a grocery list. But if you want to get the actual can of peas, you got to go down aisle 7. This is just a to-do list. But if you want to get to the actual item, go to the weekly overviews. Okay. And then the last thing that I'll open up here is the syllabus link. So you have a PDF and Word version of the syllabus. If you want to print it, you got a PDF version of it. The accessible version of it is in Word. So I'll just briefly open that up so we can just take a quick peek at it. All right, so, you know, some specifics about the course are provided. Um, the link for the Canvas course page, the link to Zoom, the Zoom link. If you download an electronic copy of it, the link is functional. So you should, you know, shouldn't have any issue with that. But if you want to print out a copy of it, you know, you can do a, you can print out a copy of it as well. Okay. My contact information again, office hours, information. I showed you all of those items already. The catalog description, information on the textbook again. Again, all the textbook resources are on Canvas. You don't have to purchase anything. Information on Zoom. So here's information on how you connect for our class each Monday and Wednesday. And then the same about the course stuff that I covered already, the technology skills, the learning outcomes, assessment measures, attendance. Let me just say this to you. I will follow whatever policy Nunes has in place regarding attendance. Okay. So I always tell students, if they ask me about attendance, I'm going to report it according to my records. Okay. And I can see who's been attending when I go into Canvas, because all I have to do is click people and it shows me last time you logged in, shows me what activities you completed, how long you stayed online. All of those things are available to me right on Canvas. And I will utilize that to report whatever they require. Okay. Assigned readings. I think I mentioned the fact that, you know, your responsibility is to read and review the relevant materials and keep up with the class. I've talked about discussions already. You'll do 14 discussions. I dropped the lowest 4. They're worth 5 points each. Problem sets, on the other hand, you'll do 14 of them. I dropped the lowest 4, but they're worth 10 points. Okay. And so, you know, you need to understand this for your benefit. What's the difference between a problem set and a discussion? Well, a problem set typically has you solving problems, whereas a discussion typically has you discussing concepts, but on occasion you may have to solve a problem or two in a discussion as well. Okay. The course project, the exams, we'll talk about those later, but there is information there. How I grade is also in the syllabus. And notice there are some things that are both places because it's a requirement that I do that. Okay. Withdraw from the course. That's your responsibility. Okay. You have an academic calendar. Etiquette. I talked about the requirement for being respectful at all times. So, you know, we want to make sure we do that. Plagiarism. I'll talk about that in detail when I talk about the project. Okay. It's a serious thing. And so when we talk about the project, I'll go into more detail about plagiarism. Otherwise, there isn't really much, you know, that you could plagiarize on here. And then the rest of that are just the disability Title IX policy restated again in the syllabus so that you have access to the information. That information is also available in the Canvas course under course documents, and I took a look at it earlier. All right. So the remaining information relates to that is in the syllabus that I hadn't covered, relates to the library. There's a link to it in the syllabus. It's also accessible from Canvas. You can get to the library from there as well. And then just a listing of the kinds of topics that we cover. But again, the course schedule and the weekly overviews have specifics. Right? And then finally, I like to cover this, the catch-all statement. If I have to modify things in this class for any reason, I reserve the right to do so. You know, this is hurricane season. You know, we could have a storm and be without power for a minute and you know have to rearrange, right? Regroup. So sometimes that kind of thing is necessary. So that's why I have a disclaimer in my syllabus. Now, here's the thing. This is the last page of the syllabus. You have access to this last page in the week in the introductions overview, week 1. You have to sign and date this page and send it to me by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. If I don't have one of these for you by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday, then at 9 a.m. on Sunday, you're gonna start getting emails from me saying, I don't have your last syllabus page. I don't have your last the last page of the syllabus. When are you gonna send me the last page of the syllabus? And I'll just keep hounding you until you give it to me. Okay? So please make sure that you sign and date this last page and return it to me. But I don't want you to do it right now. I only want you to do it after you've done your own due diligence by coming back to this stuff and clicking on it yourself. And if you have to email me any questions that you might have between now and Monday or now and Saturday, email me. Because by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday, I do need to have the last page of the syllabus from you. Okay? All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
I actually tried to sign that paper today. I'm kind of the person that does assignments early. When I went to sign it or download it, however I could edit it to send it back to you, it wouldn't allow me to. Is there any way that I?
Yeah. So this is a PDF, right? This last page is a PDF. So if you download that page, then you're gonna have a way to sign it. You're gonna have some type of PDF editor. But if you print it out, you can actually sign it and take a picture of it and send it back to me. Some students go to the syllabus here and they use the Word version. And they download.
Yeah, I try to do that.
They download.
I'm sorry.
Download a copy of the Word version, and you can type in your signature.
Yeah, when I try to do that with, I try to do it for both of them because the computer that I have, it was for both PDF and Word. And for some reason, every time I went to either print it out or sign it, it was like words were on top of each other. Like I couldn't even read anything that was going on. I don't know why I was doing that.
Yeah, I can't answer a machine specific question that you have. I just downloaded a copy of the syllabus. So I'm gonna go into my downloads folder and I'm gonna open up that copy of the syllabus. Okay, so just give it a minute. It's taking its time. You can't see that right now, right?
I see like a little gray box, like a little box.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the share. Bear with me for just a moment. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share again. And this time I'm gonna pick the Word document. Okay, so you can see the Word document now, right? And so what I would do is come down to this page here and just go in and type your name in and put the date and then send me this last page.
Okay.
Yeah, but just make sure that you have, it's not in read only, right? I have it in read only right now because I just downloaded. But let's say if I saved it on my desktop as, okay, now I can actually type my name in.
Okay, I'll try it again tomorrow, but it didn't work earlier today. But thank you.
Yeah, so if you're trying to type into the PDF, you aren't going to be able to do that. But if you're typing into the Word document, you can do that. The PDF, if you print it, you have to physically sign it with a pen, take a picture of that and send it back to me.
Yeah, I'll probably just print it out, try to print it out again and see if I could do that way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. No problem. All right. Are there any other questions for me? All right. Let me ask this question. How many of you on this call right now are in the lab? Oh, let me ask it this way. Is there anybody on this call that's not in the lab? So Ananda, I apologize if I mispronounced. You're in the lab class.
Amanda?
Ananda,
Oh, so,
Miss Israel,
yes, that's me.
you're in the lab class.
Yes, sir.
Tyler, yes, I know Tyler is in the lab
Yes,
class.
ma'am.
Miles, are you in the lab class as well? Yes, Miles says he's in lab. Mark, are you in the lab? Mark Berry?
Matthew's not.
Right, no problem. Matthew's done for the day, basically, just in just a few minutes. I don't know if Mark is in the, let's see. Is Mark responding to me? And then somebody is labeled right now iPhone. I don't know who that is, but are you in the lab as well?
That's probably me. I'm Tricia Temple. Yes.
Okay. You're in the lab, right?
Yes, I'm in both of the classes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. The only person I'm not hearing from is Mark Berry. All right. Well, I'm going to say this for the benefit of those folk who are kind enough to respond that they are in the lab or not. So I know your status. If you're not in the lab class, you're done. I'll see you back here next Monday at 5:30. I will post a recording for recording for this class. Usually takes 24 hours for the captioning to get done. So check for it maybe on Friday.
So I'm just double checking so we don't have to log on to the next class because it's kind of like the same thing.
That's exactly what I'm getting to, right? If
Okay.
you don't have lab, you're done. But those of you who do have lab, you don't have to meet with me tonight because the lab is structured just like the lecture. They are two separate classes with their own individual assignments, but as far as how things are organized, they're pretty much the same. So I don't need to repeat it again, right? I mean, you don't want to sit with me for a whole nother hour and 15 minutes and hear me say the same stuff over again, right? I'd be, but I get what I'll do is I log into the lab for the benefit of those students who might be in lab only, but that doesn't pertain to you guys because you're in both, right? So I'll ask one last time, what are your questions of me? And then we'll call it a day. Okay. I appreciate your
Nope,
patience and
I don't have
indulging me just for a few minutes over. So y'all have a beautiful rest of your week and a great weekend.